Dancing.
No, hold on. What did you think? No, I wouldn't say that I was dancing. I was doing something, but it wasn't dancing.
It was dancing.
No, I was really tired. I was really tired. I'm not young anymore.
If you had danced a bit more, we'll have offered you a contract.
No. You are being way too kind. I was dying out there. I'm sorry, what's your name again?
My name is Ian.
Ian,
yes.
Okay. I am Raga.
Sorry?
Raga.
Yeah. Ragashanti. Okay. It's only there's a kind of music also known as the Raga.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's in India, and India's a Raga type of song music, and so does England.
So we'll start from here. So as I said, welcome to Bomas. So you've seen part of our first show. That's the dances, the traditional dances from different communities. So I'm going to show you some of the homes, the different communities. So these are some of the homes we have in Bomas. This is the general map. You'll see homesteads, and I'll also get to explain more about their culture while you're in each community. So these are 23 communities, and these are all the communities you see here. The houses you see here were built in 1971, since that was when the Bomas of Kenya was founded. These are among the communities we were able to find, and it's because there are other communities, the communities we did not have. They used to do like a test, like a ritual test, before they will build their houses. So that was like a way they will communicate with their gods to tell them if that land was good for them to build or not. So if that land failed the test, they will not build. So for the communities we have here, these are some of this Teso community here is the only community where we pass the test. And when we get there, I'll explain more. These communities were grouped into two: farming and nomadic communities or pastoralist communities. Farming communities are communities that lived in one place their entire life. Nomadic communities are communities that moved from time to time, and that was majorly because of the weather, harsh weather, and conflicts among them and their neighbors. Now, the major similarity in farming and nomadic communities is that all were polygamous in nature, meaning the man was allowed to marry as many wives as he could afford. And as I've said, key point, as he could afford, not as he could want, because the law was very simple. You had to be very rich, you had to be wealthy enough to add more wives. So the more wealth you had, the more number of wives you could have. Major difference is that for farming communities, the houses are only built by men. Nomadic communities, the houses are only built by women. So we'll proceed, we are at this point here, we'll exit from the other point. So you'll get to see, I'll take you through the major communities, because as we continue, you'll see a certain similarity or a trend. So I'll show you the major communities in Kenya. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. If you feel I'm going too fast, you can tell me. I'll take you. You have to be satisfied. That's when we'll continue. You can take as many photos as you want.
Okay.
So here I'll do the Mijikenda, Taita, Kuria, Luo, Teso, then go to the Kuyu, then finish off from the Maasai.
Okay. Are you going to finish with the Maasai? Okay.
Yes.
Let me just make sure I get all the names there coming down. Okay.
Continue.
You're gonna do the what is your community again?
Kikuyu.
Kikuyu? Yes. Are you gonna do the
yes,
Kikuyu?
I'm gonna do
okay, because I want to do their yeah.
They have very interesting facts.
Yeah. And we're not doing the Luo today. Right?
No, the Luo we are doing also.
We're doing the Luo.
That's a very important community you must do.
Okay.
The Luo and the Maasai.
The Luo and the Maasai. All right, then good.
Those are very important communities.
Okay. And I'll hear why they're important.
We might miss the other communities, but those two.
Those two.
The must.
Okay.
So as we continue the culture, I'll explain. I'll explain mostly in how they were before, not in the modern world. I'll explain how it was during, and all the cultures here I'm explaining in time frame before the British came to Kenya. So it's what we call the pre-colonial period. So how the community used to be in now their own native local language. This is the first community known as the Mijikenda. They lived along the Kenyan coast, and they were divided into 9 communities, and that's where the name got derived from. because the word Miji means community, Kenda means 9. So it means 9 communities. Spread out through the whole Kenyan coast from the north coast to the south coast. That's how the communities were divided. They did partly fishing and farming. So they were farming community.
Okay.
At the entrance, since you can see the homestead has many huts, it automatically means this man was a rich man because he has many wives. So when you see this many huts, you know he's a rich man. He has many wives.
You said each man can only add as many wives as he can afford.
Yes.
Was there a limit?
No, there was no limit.
There was no limit.
There was no limit.
Okay.
So long as you are rich, if your wealth can allow you to accommodate even 100 wives, you are free to do so. Nobody will disturb you.
Very important.
Okay. So you can't have. I almost said something in Jamaican, but that's okay.
Oh,
but you can't. You can. Yeah. You can. Okay.
That's
But.
why I have this.
Oh, okay. Let me see that.
I love the reggae music.
You love reggae music.
I put this is the first thing I have.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
So on my left is what we call the watchtower.
Okay.
And this was where the young boys or the young men, maybe 1 or 2, will come stay here and watch over the community.
Okay.
So they will over the homestead, sorry, over the homestead. So they will be more like security guards.
Security.
Yes, just to watch for any suspicious activity.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to get your shoes dirty. I can explain.
Yeah. You can explain for me.
No, for me, I'm okay with this.
Right. I know. We had a lot of rain today.
On my right,
Yeah.
so we have something called the granary, or I think in the modern day world, for you to understand, it's called the refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Yes. So that's where that was the refrigerator during that.
That was a refrigerator, right? Okay.
And this open side, because they are at the coast, will face the sea, so that the cool sea breeze will bring the cool air inside.
Inside the refrigerator.
Yes. So that will make it cool.
Make it cool.
Yes.
Because they would be at the coast.
At the coast.
Right.
Yes. And because at the coast also the temperatures are very high. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why the houses were made out of dried grass, and the dried grass had a very unique mechanism. It will make the homestead or the house, which was very cool. So if don't know if you are able, you can go up to the granary and enter. You will feel the temperature change. It will be very cool inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this structure here, which we have here, this hut now.
Actually, it's a bit dry.
Yeah, over here, yeah.
Go in.
Can
Wanna go in?
Huh?
Can go in.
All right, you want to hold this for me and get me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Just switch your head, sorry.
Yeah, in a cool. See?
You're a bit tall.
Huh?
You're a bit tall.
Yeah. It's okay.
So we have this structure here.
Mm-hmm.
This was the husband's hut, or as I like to call him, this was the main man's hut.
Okay.
So this was the husband, and allow me to use you now as the example.
Mm-hmm.
If you are now the husband of this homestead, like the main man, this was your hut,
This would be where I would live, right?
and you are the only one
I'm the only one.
who was allowed to sleep in here.
The only man or one.
Only one.
Only one allowed to sleep in there.
Only one allowed to sleep.
None of the wives can sleep in there.
The wives now
Yeah.
only come for the
Yeah.
purposes.
No, the wife would only come for their purposes.
Yes. The midnight
So the wives would come to my house and for their purposes. And then they will leave after I finish with their purposes. Okay, good.
And now that one was majorly to promote fairness, in which
Fairness.
yes, in which allow me to explain.
Yes.
In which in the morning,
Yeah.
when all the other wives will wake up,
Yeah.
none of the wives will know which wife had been with you. So they will all see as if they are being treated equally.
But in the morning when they wake up, none of the wives
Will know.
which wife was with me
Yes.
in my hut.
Yes.
And that is a way of treating them equal.
Because all of them will think they are being treated fairly. None of them had slept with you.
Oh,
So
so that mean when I want a wife to come to my hut, I would tell that wife secretly, like, you come tonight, but don't tell anybody.
You won't tell her. What will happen is that, each wife will cook their own food.
Yeah.
So the food that you will eat, from whichever wife, if let's say today you eat the first wife's food, it was like more of an appointment letter. Meaning, you had allowed her to come visit you.
Oh, so when they all cook, whichever wife food I eat, she knows she's supposed to come later.
Yes.
But then that mean all the other wives will know then.
No. Because all of them will cook their own food.
Right.
They will eat in their own respective huts. So if you go to the first wife's hut, the second wife won't know you had gone there.
Ah, so I'd go to eat the one hut that I'm eating, the food that I eat.
Yes.
And she would know after I eat that food, after she give me some strength, she's supposed to come later.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. They had a system,
Yeah, that was a very fair system.
A very fair system.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the workship area.
Uh-huh.
This is where the young men and maybe his sons will come sit here, make their tools, like the weapons, farming equipment.
Whole
and
heap of
fishing
mud
equipment.
people, when I go up in that mud there.
This was where they will make their equipment, like the tools, weapons.
Okay, that one down there in the middle. Oh, wait, in the middle right here?
Here, yes.
Oh, this
No, this one right here.
This
That's
one.
the workshop area. Okay.
And also acted as the meeting point for men. So meaning only the men were allowed here. The men
Oh.
will sit here and talk whatever the issues were to be discussed.
Mm-hmm.
That structure there that's under renovation now, that one there was the reception area. So if you are visitors during that time, you will enter and go sit here, and that's why it's directly facing the entrance. So you are supposed to sit here and wait to see if the husband will receive you or reject you.
Oh, so that's like a guest quarters.
Yes.
Okay.
So we will sit there and see if the husband will receive you. Now, that's why the first wife's hut is big. All of your needs will be tended from this hut.
That hut is for what?
The first wife.
The first wife?
Yes.
Also, is the first wife like,
Now
is she like senior?
Yes.
Is she's like, she's senior over the other wives?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's important to mention, during this time, being the first wife was the most cherished position.
Most
Because
cherished
you are-
position to
yes,
be,
you are the
yeah,
most
to be
respected.
good as number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why the hut had to be very big, shows that.
Oh, wait. That hut is just the first wife's hut?
Yes.
Oh, and her hut has to be bigger than all the other woman hut.
Yes.
Okay.
Now to show her superiority.
Superiority.
Yes.
Because she have the big hut.
Yes.
Okay, all
And
right.
she's the only one who could die and be buried inside this home. So she will be buried beside her hut. The rest of the wives, if they are to die, in the farm. Yes.
Wait, so if the first wife dies, she's the only wife who can be buried beside her home,
Yes, inside the compound.
inside the compound. But all the other wives, even if you had like 20, if I have 25 other wives,
25.
25, they have to bury out in the farm.
Yes,
Interesting.
because she's the superior.
Interesting. So when the first wife died, can somebody else become wife number one?
No, what happens is that the following wife, like the second wife, will now take the roles of the first wife.
Of the
but
first wife.
Doesn't take the number.
Oh, she doesn't.
I hope you have understood.
Wait, but she doesn't take the number?
Yes, yes. It's let's say, let me use football for example. If the captain is subbed off, is the assistant captain.
Yeah.
The assistant captain will take the badge, but he's not the captain.
He's not the captain.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
in football. Okay.
Yes. So he just remains, he's the one who is in charge of the team.
Right.
But the real captain himself is outside.
So no the other wives can become top wife
No,
then?
no.
No, top
Just-
wife or top wife.
No, no.
Even in death.
Yes.
Even in death.
Yes.
Good as wife. Can't take her ratings, yeah. Yo, Ed, you love this though. No. Can I tell you something? This is exactly what I came here for. This is the type of stuff you don't learn, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, go on. This is fascinating, yeah.
So as I said, the heart was very big. And
Yeah.
it was because she was the one who will tend to us as visitors.
She's the one who what?
Who will take care of us as visitors.
Oh,
So this is where we get our food.
Yeah.
If you want to sleep, we sleep inside this hut.
the visitors would sleep inside that.
Yes.
I was wondering why her hut is bigger than the main man's hut.
Yes.
Yeah.
For him, it was just to relax and.
It's just him for him to relax. But the person who get the biggest house is the first wife.
Yes.
I just want to say something to people who are going to be watching this video. You see, that is why the woman gets the bigger property, even more than the man.
And what about the children?
Sorry? The children, each of them will stay with their respective mother up until, for the ladies, like for the daughters, they will stay with their mother up until the day they are married off. But for the men, they will stay with their mother up until they are circumcised. Once they are circumcised, they have to move out and now build their own small structure. Or if they are wealthy enough, they can build their own home.
So the daughters stay with their respective mother up until
The day of their marriage.
the day of their marriage, then they go out.
Yes.
And when they go out, is it that the husband has to provide for them?
No. If they are married off, the husband will take care of them.
The husband will take
They
care
are
of
no
them.
longer the property of
No,
this house.
no longer, okay.
So it's now like the first time when she was married here.
Yeah.
She's now, her problems are in this house, not where she came from.
Okay. And the sons, they stay until they're circumcised.
Yes.
And what age is that when they're circumcised?
That during this time it will be very late. It will be around, let's say, 20 and above.
20 and above.
Yes.
And once they're circumcised, they have to leave.
Yes, they have to leave their mother's home.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Any question about them?
This is
I think the
fascinating.
kids will be buried
Enter
at
the
the back.
man's house.
Sorry?
No, it's too muddy.
Huh?
No, once the
Mhm.
you know the kids will be married off.
No. It's very muddy. It's very muddy.
Because once you're married off,
Me will laugh and
you are no longer the property.
me will laugh and bossy house. Well, let me see me can work over here and look at it.
There is no limit. So long as you are rich enough, you can marry as many as
All right, man. Go ahead and the man. Oh.
We're gonna go in there.
Eh?
For it.
Wait, hold that
there.
for me. Hold that for me. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So we.
Let them see the bed.
No, come in, as well. Come in.
See the bed.
Come in. So, you see what going around there, so no? At the bed, this, you know. So yeah, what going, the general just explained. What was his name again, Ed? The guy. I'll ask him, don't worry about it. So at the bed, this, you know. So, him just explain, you can, in, what's this called?
Mijikenda.
What?
It's Mijikenda.
Mijikenda. So amongst the Mijikenda tribe, a man can have as many wives as he
Yes,
wants, and
yes.
each night, as he can afford, and each night, this is way with a sort her out, you know? All right? So if me and the man, all right, that's how the things are going. Right, that's how the things are going. And listen to me, no, man. Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's go. Yes, I mean, I place here. Just know. So you see, the boss say now, if I eat one of the wife food and think she knows so later, she come in here as the boss say for her purpose. Well, I come into the mood.
Nice.
Will remind me your name again, I'm sorry.
Ian.
Ian. Okay, I won't forget it.
Yes, Mijikenda.
Mijikenda. So Kenda mean 9, right?
Yes.
And Miji mean
Community.
community.
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22.
Yes.
And you had to be trained for all of this, I would
Yes,
imagine.
some of it I got to understand it here better, but some I did while in school.
In school?
Yes.
Very good. I'm glad that they teach this in school.
It's the course in university, sorry.
In university?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tourism.
Oh, tourism,
Yes,
okay.
so I continued in cultural and wildlife tourism.
What's it called?
Cultural and wildlife.
Cultural
Tourism and wildlife tourism.
Oh, cultural tourism and wildlife tourism. Okay.
So this is even more muddy. So this is the Taita community. For them, they were just above the Mijikenda along here in the Savo East National Park.
Just above the
Here,
Mijikenda
yes, in the Savo East National
in the
Park.
southeast national
Savo.
park. Savo.
Yes,
Savo East.
yes.
Yeah.
And now for them, they face the problem of wild animals. So they had to come up with a way to protect their animals, the livestock, the cows, goats, and sheep, because during this time that was the currency. That was what was used to show how wealthy is a man. So for this one, I think you'll have to get a bit mud, so we can proceed inside.
Okay. Oh, we have to go in, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, I mean, boy, people, I forgot work with some mud today, you know.
You can't be too careful.
Yeah, no, you can't be too nice.
And enjoy your trip.
That's right.
Husband's hat. See it?
And be washed.
Husband hot. Okay. This is made with. This is similar to something we had a type of house we had in Jamaica back long time ago called wattle and daub that we got from our ancestors too, who were from Africa, West Africa.
What was the house made of?
We call it wattle and daub, but it was made of a type of wood clay that kept it kept it cool.
Okay. So for us now,
I don't know the details of. I just my mom just told me.
now for us,
Yes.
what, the houses were used to be made of for these farming communities were made out of 3 components: the mud, the sun, cow dung, the cow waste, the animal
Yes,
waste, and
yeah.
water. So
Mud, cow dung, and water.
yes. So when you you have to mix them together.
Yes.
So it becomes like more like a wet concrete solution. Then you just smear with your hand.
A wet
Anyway,
concrete solution.
Yes.
Okay.
Then when it's it dries up, it looks more like this. It looks more like this.
Oh, when it
But
dries.
yes, you'll see more better as we continue. The better ones how they use.
And of course, it's permanent.
It's not permanent. It's not permanent. It's cracks after some time.
Yeah.
So it's only when it cracks and falls out you have to redo. So
Okay.
this house has to be redone. Yeah, it's supposed to be redone so it gets the actual shape, the actual look.
Okay. Okay.
Now for the Taita, because now the wealth belonged to the man. That's why his hut, when it was built, it had these 2 walls.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 walls. You
Two
see, there's a wall
walls,
outside
okay.
And there's a wall inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Outside wall and inside wall.
And there's a space in between.
And then the space in between.
No, here, this is the space, or you can.
Okay. And there's a space here between the outside wall
So-
and the inside wall.
The space runs all round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because that's where the animals will sleep. At night, the animals will be brought, and they will sleep around, and they will sleep with the man inside.
Well, the animals would sleep. Wait. The animals would sleep in the space between the 2 walls.
Yes. And this because the space runs all around the house.
Right.
Yes.
So it's over here too. So essentially, the animals will be sleeping with him then in his house,
Yes.
and that was to protect him,
Now, because the man
to protect the animals. I
yes,
mean,
he will protect the animals.
because the wealth was in the animal,
Yes, that was the currency.
and then wild animals would eat.
Wouldn't eat the animals because they are sleeping with the man.
So
You
it was to put them there so that wild animals wouldn't eat
Yes,
them.
at
Okay.
night, and that was
Okay.
at night because he was sleeping.
Okay. So wouldn't the wild animals come there for the
No,
animals?
they won't enter inside the house.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
but there was a door. There was a certain way of door. We'll see it in the other communities.
Yeah.
So you'll see how the door used to look like.
Okay.
Yes.
Fascinating. Yes.
Now, you can imagine the smell that was inside here. But now, for the Taita, that was the rich man's perfume. So it meant the more stinky he could smell, the more rich, the more wealthy he was. Because it meant he had a lot of animals. Have you understood?
Really?
Yes.
Wait, the more he smelled, of animals, the more
It was to show he has many animals.
he has many animals.
He's very rich.
He's very rich.
Yes.
So the stinker you are, the richer you are, and the higher your social status.
Yes. So even people like to associate. And that's why.
And that would mean you could get more wives too.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why. And that's why.
So the stinker you are, the better, more wives you get, right?
Yes. And part of it, as we continue, I'll tell you, there are some cultures we trace from these communities that we can date them up to today. And that's why up to today, men from this community, when you tell them to go shower, they are a bit reluctant. It's because they feel it's something from them, because from way back then, from their forefathers, showering wasn't that common. So up to today, if you tell them to go shower, they are a bit reluctant.
Oh, so if you tell them to go shower and go bathe, it's like, yo, you want to get rid of my...
Yes.
You're trying to get rid of my... You're asking me to get rid of my wealth.
Yes.
Yeah, next thing you know, I go shower and then, you know, some of my wives will leave me, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you smell too good. You need to be stinker, you know? Yo.
We have this structure here.
Yeah,
This was for the married son.
the married sons.
Yes. And this was now after circumcision, the male son. And before I continue, allow me to mention, marriage among the sons was done in order, meaning the firstborn son will marry the first one,
Yeah.
then followed by the second-born,
Right.
followed by the third-born.
Right.
You were never allowed to marry before whoever was in front of you had married.
Oh, okay.
So this was when, after the firstborn male son had been circumcised, he was allowed to marry one wife, but not engage in any activity with her, because it will bring children. And because he's still in his father's compound, it means he's not yet rich. So he's not allowed to have. He's allowed to have the wife, but not allowed to enjoy the pleasures of having a wife, because his wealth is not yet due.
So once he's circumcised, he could get married,
Yes.
but he can't have sex with his wife.
Yes.
And the reason why he was not allowed to have sex with his wife is because he has not established his wealth yet.
Yes.
So obviously in this community, a man wasn't allowed to have a woman unless he could afford her.
Yes.
You
And now
listen, there's a bunch of people who are going to be watching this video and they're going to have a ball with this, trust me. The women are going to be, see, that's why we don't want any broke man. The thing set from foundation in Africa. Don't go get a woman if you cannot afford her.
Now,
Yeah,
the reason why his heart was built here
yeah.
is because he was supposed to get advice from his father. So he was closer to his father to get advice from him on how to become wealthy like him. So once he gains his own wealth, he's now allowed, he can move out, go build his own homestead like this one. Then after he moves out is when now the second born can come in, follow the same procedure. And now sometimes you'll find where the wealth is taking a long time to come along. What will happen is that the father will give a helping hand to his son. So he will divide his animals, give it to his son. So that now enables him to move out and allow the second born to come in. Because if he stays here for too long, he's creating like a traffic jam for the other children who are coming.
Oh, okay. So obviously a structure was in place to pass on the knowledge and to pass on the wealth.
Yes.
And to keep the community intact based on those principles.
Yes.
And so that everybody will have a chance to grow and to get and to build,
Yes.
you know, with the guidance of the
Yes.
parents.
And part of it is what we brought about, what we call the generational wealth.
Generational
If my
wealth.
father was rich, automatically I'll be rich because I'll get it from my father. But now, that one now, it made whoever, if you are starting your own lineage, you have to be rich so that your following generations don't suffer. Yes.
Wait, say that again. If you're starting your what?
So if you are, let's say for me, if now I have to make sure I am rich enough so that my following generation, like my children, don't suffer, they also be rich. But
Okay.
if I don't make it, it means I've blocked the way for the
Right,
whoever is
right,
following me. So that was part of what we brought about, what we call the generational wealth lifestyle.
Right. So, but this, what I'm noticing is that this structure was designed to ensure, to increase the probability that every man will become rich.
Yes. But even though it was to increase, it was also to give you a head to
help
show you, like, to kind of guide you on the way.
in the right way,
In
the
the
way
right
to,
way.
okay,
Yes.
the way to be a man.
Yes.
Right.
And now, as you can see, as I said, the Taita were just above the Mijikenda. That's why they borrowed this lifestyle, this way of making the huts from the Mijikenda.
Oh,
And
okay.
this was for the wives' huts.
Those are the wives' huts,
Yes.
okay.
And it was because during this time, I know when the video and you'll show it, you'll have also to tell your women, during this time the women only had 3 jobs. 3 jobs. and they were to do them diligently without any, they were never to compromise or give an excuse. It was because the women were just to cook, clean, take care of the children alone, their entire lifestyle.
The entire lives for women is to cook, clean, and take care of the children.
Yes.
And they must never complain.
No, you never complain.
Okay.
Take care of the children and the man.
Take care of the children and the man. Okay.
Yes, and the man, you understand when I say take care of the man.
Right.
Yes. So during this time there was not.
Oh, when you say take care of the man, it's they must give him sex.
Whenever he asks, he will deliver.
Whenever he asks, they have to give him the sex. Whenever he asks. They can't say no.
No.
Okay.
No was never allowed. If you say no, you'll go back to your father.
Hold on. So if a husband asks one of his wives for sex and she says no, then it's back to your father. Back to your father.
Yes.
She's not allowed to say no.
She's never
Once he wants it, you have to send it up.
Yes.
All right.
Because he has proven himself worthy of getting, because
Yeah.
he's a rich man.
He's a rich
He's able
man.
to provide for the family. So he
Okay.
has proven himself worthy of getting. So there's no way you are supposed to deny him.
The conjugal rights.
Did you hear that?
It was part of the
He has
decision.
proven
She was
himself
married.
that he's a rich man and can provide for the family. So once he's providing, the wife must never say no.
No.
Actually, you see, there were 3 duties. So that was one of the reasons why you got married in the first place.
Yes.
So why should you say no?
No, what? Yeah, why should you say no? But modern times now,
Yeah, things have changed.
yeah, things are a little bit different now. But there are people who believe that order should be maintained, And some people are very biblical about it, and I have some people are like, oh, it was like that in Africa. It looks like they were telling the truth. It was like that in Africa.
And because of those 3 jobs, the lifestyle of the women was mostly limited inside the homes. And now because of the high temperatures, they use this system. And it will make the women more comfortable, at least comfortable enough to stay inside their homes. Yes. Also for them, each wife has her own granary.
Our own what?
Granary. What I said was the refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's it called?
The granary.
Granary.
Yes.
Granary.
Yes. And now this system, the men here are a bit clever. They employed this system to trick their women into be very hardworking. In which, if the first wife says the second wife's granary is full, she'll be motivated to also fill hers. So it promoted something we call a silent competition, where there is competition but it's not being talked about, because the wife will just see and know I have to work hard. Otherwise, it will be a
So
problem.
those little things, those are the granary, the little smaller hut, right?
Yes.
And you're saying the men deliberately, like, if they want to motivate one wife, they give the other wife
Yes.
stuff and let that
No,
other.
they won't give the other wife stuff. They'll just put them there. So it's up because, let me give you an example. When maize was harvested,
Yeah, maize. Right,
I hope maize or corn, I think.
right, yeah.
So when it was harvested, it was like the men will just bring it here.
Yeah.
And now the job of removing, those what do you call them?
Husk or corn husk or
Yes,
something.
yes. So in order, that was now the women's job.
Right,
More like they are doing the production. So
right.
they were supposed to do it by themselves, put it in their own. So the amount each wife will have done, should have kept it in her own granary.
Right.
So the level which it was will also motivate the other women to work up to that level or even pass it. So if they pass it, the other one now has been given a new duty to also work hard. So you can see how hardworking the women were.
Oh.
So here there was no lazy woman.
So are you saying that the system was set up for the women to be competitive with each other?
Somehow.
Somehow.
And that's why, you see, for the Mijikenda it only has one granary.
Right.
So they were a bit lazy. And that's why in Kenya, they can tell you the laziest people in Kenya, you find them at the coast. The coast people don't really like working so hard. Yes, because if you are sharing each and every stuff, one can do today, another one can do tomorrow. So if one wife does today, you have, and let's say you are 10 wives, you have like 9 resting days before you work.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how uncompetitive you can be.
Oh.
Yes.
So you're saying, even though I'm saying it's set up to make the wives competitive, you're saying it's set up to make them work.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Any question about that?
Oh, but Frida, you were making a point though. You were saying, well, if the wives, you know, got chosen by a man because he was rich. They knew what the exchange was. So if that was the exchange and that was the arrangement, then if they're saying no to the man, you agreed to a deal.
Yes, you're going against the deal.
And so you have to keep going on with the deal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but what if the wives say, listen, I just want to get out of this. I don't want to be married to any man or any. She can't, the wives wouldn't be able to function in the community,
No,
right?
if you are a woman and you are not married,
Yeah.
you are very bad. What do you say? Yes, you are not wanted.
You're an outcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
because how can you be a woman and no man wants you? You have a problem.
Oh boy, when the feminists then hear this, you know.
And actually, marriage is
Yes.
every woman
What? Oh, that go?
getting married.
What?
Marriage then was something very special. Every woman wanted to get married.
Yeah, but couldn't an argument be made that said, well, see it's the men set it up that way,
No.
so that the women have to get married
In
to the
fact,
men.
If you ever go and ask them, I'll tell them, this system that was used here was the best system for marriage. Because this system didn't have like the modern problems we have like for cheating. This system never had any cheating. The men here were faithful. Because you can't be having 10 wives and you're still looking for another. And in order for me, you're told, because let's say I've seen her and I'm very attracted to her. In order for me to get her, I have to be wealthy. Because if I'm wealthy, she won't refuse to be my wife. So that system was very good. Once I get her, where am I going to cheat? I can't get her if I don't have the wealth to have her. So if I don't have the wealth to have her, I can't go for her. But if I have the wealth, I go her, bring her home. She stays with me forever.
Wow. For people watching this, the Bomas of Kenya, and he's explaining the different housing in Kenyan culture, but importantly, he's explaining the culture that goes with each community, and explaining how the structure that they sleep in, the houses and all of this, you know. What are the rules and regulations that surround it, you know? Some interesting stuff here indeed, all right? Oh, and Broma means home. No, Boma. Where did I get Broma from? Boma. So this is the Bomas of Kenya. And so it's a houses of Kenya. Basically, that's what it's saying. All right, then cool. Yep.